in the DX episode of The Invasion brings a disclaimer. I think it sets the mood for this episode. And it brings me to what I was saying, man. Like, 7 episodes, 7 deadly sins. And this episode is going to discuss DX invading WCW in the spring of 1998 when Raw and Nitro were just miles away from each other. Was it a sin? A win?
We were at war. We were literally losing good people out there on the battlefield. Good Lord.
I mean, it was a crazy time in wrestling.
Yeah,
Dog.
it was it was a crazy time in wrestling, but it was really cool too. It was really cool time, and I've said this before, and I'll say it a million times because it's just how I feel. It was a great time to be a sports entertainer, a wrestler. It was also a great time to be a wrestling fan. You know what I mean? So, yeah, very cool stuff, very cutting edge, but also very sophomoric and you know what I mean? Like, it was meant to be fun, and it was meant to kind of poke fun at the whole scenario. But we were already had a ton of momentum at this point, so we were just running free.
Just like our life insurance sponsor, this episode is going to be Goliath. So let's do what we do when we take a Blue Chew and get into it with a deep probe into what went down in the lead up to that night.
Whoa.
Sophomoric humor. I'm bringing it back.
I love it. And the innuendo. I'd love to be looking innuendo when you were doing all that.
Ooh.
That was so bad. It was good.
All right, when we talked about the formation of DX on our second episode a few weeks back, we left off the night after WrestleMania 14, where you and Billy joined DX and won the tag titles again. The next weeks, DX is on a roll, and the WWF is on a roll as they finally beat WCW in the ratings after 83 weeks. When you hear that on April 13th, 1998, Raw finally defeated Nitro again in the head-to-head ratings, is this a celebration for talent?
83 weeks. So yeah, it was a celebration, especially for those that were paying attention. To be quite honest, I was partying a lot, but I would get like text from people, "Hey, we beat them in the ratings" or whatever. So it was something that a lot of people were conscious of. I, at that period of my life, was not paying attention to much. But yeah, it was an achievement. It was, holy mackerel, 83 weeks. You know what I mean? I don't know how much over a year that is, but I know it's 21 weeks over a year. So I don't know. I'm not good at it. Maybe we can bring in Steiner and he'll figure that out for us. But yeah, it was a celebration for the talent, especially look, and I don't like to say this because it just makes my skin boil, but for some of the top people, you know what I mean? And DX was one of them. Like, I'd love to say, oh, DX was the reason, but that's not, Stone Cold and The Rock, and it'd be disingenuous to say that. There was so much amping up in those 83 weeks, and I guess by the 84th, the fans had enough.
You bringing up that ensemble cast, so to speak, I think was almost the changing of the guard of building individual superstars. Of course, there's always going to be that profile top guy, but that was kind of what brought forth the transition of WWE promoting the brand before the superstar,
before the individual. Yeah. Look, and I think that's where they kind of have gone wrong a little bit. Look, I've been there and been worked there and done that. I know how difficult it is. It's very easy for me to sit here and go, yeah, if they just do this, just like the keyboard warriors do, if they just do this, it's not so simple. But I think they went the wrong way with just starting to promote one guy, you know what I mean, and just really push one guy, because the truth of it was an ensemble, man. It was a star-studded cast, and now it's like one guy, you know what I mean. And I just feel like they're doing things with other people, and I'm liking the direction both companies are going with their guys, but I just feel like WWE went the way of the one single star with John Cena for so long, and nobody else really got over much. Randy's done really well for himself, and I'm proud of that. But yeah, you got to have a cast of stars to make people come out and see you,
Outside of the storyline that we're going to talk about, was there a WWE versus WCW mentality in the locker room between the boys?
So there really wasn't, and I know people think about that. Look, there wasn't for me. I'll speak for myself. But everybody I was talking to, it's not like we were sitting back going, "Man, we're going to beat them this week." We were literally just engrossed in what we were doing and having a great time doing it. And just so happened we're getting to do all this stupid stuff we're going to see today on television, and getting paid to do it. So I don't know. We'll see as we go through the episode. And I say that to get out of the question because I totally forgot what we were talking about.
Whose idea was it really to do the invasion? And is it true everyone was told not to go in? Do you wish WCW would have tried to come to Raw after this happened? I like that second part.
Yeah, I do too. So we were not told not to go in. If somebody told somebody, they didn't tell me because we were going down there and that door started closing and I was like, whew, thank God. But we were not told to not go in. Second part of that question is, had they come to Raw the next week, like I don't think that's a smart business strategy. Look, it was a gamble what we did. It was a risk versus reward thing. It worked out in our favor. Had they then come and there was fights, there would be legal battles, there would be, you know what I mean? There would be all kind of things. And so I just don't think that would have been a smart business strategy, was to send the guys over after we had already done that. Like, I just don't think that you could have controlled the outcome as well as just doing it spur of the moment and kind of shut everything down and let's just get through this. You know what I mean? Like if they're coming and we know it, it might have got on. It might have sparked off, and that would have been bad for everybody.
All right, heck, we made graphics, so I'm going to get repetitive just so we can throw them up on the screen.
Yeah, no, please do.